The Skeptic's Advantage, Revolutionizing Communication Through Doubt. Welcome to a paradigm-shifting exploration of communication, personal expression, and the hidden power of skepticism. Today, we embark on a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about effective dialogue and self-expression. Our guide on this transformative adventure is none other than the brilliant and visionary Saundra Dunson, a communication maverick whose insights are reshaping the landscape of human interaction and personal growth. Saundra Dunson isn't just a thinker, she's a revolutionary. Her work in the field of communication and personal development has touched countless lives, empowering individuals to break free from the constraints of conventional wisdom and embrace a more nuanced, thoughtful approach to dialogue and self-discovery. Saundra's impact extends far beyond the realm of personal communication. Her teachings are fostering a new generation of leaders, thinkers, and innovators who are equipped to tackle the complex challenges of our interconnected world with empathy, wisdom, and a healthy dose of skepticism. As we dive into the profound insights Saundra has shared, prepare to have your assumptions challenged, your perspective broadened, and your approach to communication fundamentally transformed. This isn't just another talk about how to speak more effectively or win arguments. No, what we're about to explore is nothing short of a revolution in how we think, how we express ourselves, and how we engage with the world around us. Imagine for a moment a world where the most powerful communicators aren't those who speak first or loudest, but those who listen deepest and question most insightfully. A world where the path to understanding and influence isn't paved with quick answers and assertive statements, but with thoughtful questions and a willingness to explore uncertainty. This is the world Saundra Dunson invites us to create. And it begins with a radical idea, the power of faking long about a subject. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does it mean to fake long about a subject? Let's be clear. This isn't about pretending or being disingenuous. It's about something far more powerful and transformative. It's about creating a deliberate space for exploration and skepticism before rushing to conclusions or solutions. It's about resisting the overwhelming urge to immediately fill the conversational void with our own opinions and instead allowing room for doubt, curiosity, and multiple viewpoints to emerge. In our fast-paced, opinion-driven world, we're often conditioned to believe that the person who speaks first, who asserts their stance most confidently, holds the upper hand in any conversation. We're taught from a young age to be quick on our feet, to have answers ready, to project confidence even in the face of uncertainty. But what if this approach, so deeply ingrained in our communication culture, is actually holding us back from deeper understanding, more meaningful connections, and more innovative solutions? Saundra's approach turns this common practice on its head, and the results are nothing short of revolutionary. By faking long about a subject, we create a space where the skeptic's voice can be heard, not just the skeptic in others, but the skeptic within ourselves. We allow ourselves and others the freedom to question, to doubt, to explore multiple angles before settling on a conclusion. This isn't about prolonging indecision. It's about enriching our understanding and creating a more nuanced, thoughtful dialogue. Think about the last time you engaged in a heated debate or tried to persuade someone of your point of view. How often did you find yourself formulating your next argument while the other person was still speaking rather than truly listening and considering their perspective? How many times have you entered a conversation with your mind already made up, leaving little room for new information or alternative viewpoints? If you're like most people, the answer is probably more often than I'd like to admit. This common approach to communication, entering conversations with preformed opinions and a readiness to defend them, creates an adversarial dynamic. It turns dialogues into debates and exchanges of ideas into competitions where the goal is to win rather than to understand. But what if we could transform this dynamic? What if, instead of entering conversations armed with answers, we came equipped with curiosity and a willingness to explore? This is where the power of faking long truly shines. By creating space for skepticism and exploration at the outset of a conversation, we fundamentally alter its nature. We move from a paradigm of competition to one of collaboration. We create an environment where ideas can be examined from multiple angles, where assumptions can be challenged, and where new insights can emerge. Consider the story of Alex, a brilliant but often confrontational software engineer. Alex was known for his technical expertise, but also for his tendency to shut down ideas that didn't align with his own. Team meetings often turned into battlegrounds, with Alex asserting his opinions forcefully and dismissing alternatives. The result? A team culture of defensiveness and missed opportunities for innovation. Everything changed when Alex was introduced to the concept of faking long. At first, he was skeptical, ironically enough. But as he began to experiment with this approach, holding back his immediate reactions and instead asking probing questions, something remarkable happened. Team discussions became more open and creative. People felt more comfortable sharing half-formed ideas, knowing they wouldn't be immediately shut down. And Alex found that by allowing space for skepticism and exploration, he often arrived at solutions that were far superior to his initial ideas. This transformation in Alex's approach didn't just improve team dynamics, it led to breakthrough innovations that propelled his company to the forefront of their industry. By embracing the power of skepticism and curiosity, Alex had unlocked a new level of creative problem solving and collaborative innovation. But the power of this approach extends far beyond the workplace. Let's consider another example, one that hits closer to home for many of us. Meet Sarah, a parent struggling to communicate with her teenage daughter, Emma. Their conversations had become a series of confrontations, with Sarah trying to assert her authority and Emma pushing back against what she perceived as attempts to control her. Frustrated and at her wits' end, Sarah decided to try a different approach. The next time Emma came to her with a problem, instead of immediately offering advice or expressing disapproval, Sarah faked long. She asked questions, expressed curiosity about Emma's perspective, and created space for both of them to explore the issue without jumping to conclusions. The result was transformative. Emma, expecting the usual confrontation, was disarmed by her mother's genuine curiosity. She opened up in ways she hadn't in years. Together, they explored the complexities of the situation, considering multiple perspectives and potential outcomes. Not only did they arrive at a better solution to the immediate problem, but they also laid the groundwork for a new, more open and trusting relationship. These stories illustrate a profound truth. The way we communicate shapes our relationships, our opportunities, and ultimately our world. By adopting Saundra Dunson's approach of faking long, we're not just changing how we talk, we're changing how we think, how we relate to others, and how we approach challenges. But why is this approach so powerful? The answer lies in the nature of human psychology and the dynamics of communication. When we immediately assert our position, we often trigger defensive responses in others. We create an environment of competition rather than collaboration, of winning arguments rather than seeking understanding. By contrast, when we open with skepticism and curiosity, we invite others into a shared exploration. We create an atmosphere where ideas can be examined from multiple angles, which assumptions can be challenged, and where new insights can emerge. This approach aligns beautifully with the principles of critical thinking and scientific inquiry. In science, the goal isn't to prove oneself right, but to rigorously test hypotheses and remain open to new evidence. By adopting a similar stance in our everyday conversations, we elevate the quality of our dialogue and deepen our understanding of complex issues. But Saundra's insight goes beyond just the structure of conversation. It speaks to a deeper truth about personal knowledge and expression. She emphasizes that our perspective is ultimately a personal know-how of expression. In other words, our viewpoints aren't just collections of facts or opinions. They're deeply personal expressions of our lived experiences, our values, and our understanding of the world. By acknowledging this, we open ourselves up to a more empathetic and nuanced form of communication. We recognize that each person's perspective is shaped by their unique journey, their individual know-how. This realization can transform how we engage with others, especially those with whom we disagree. Imagine approaching a contentious topic not with the goal of proving your point, but with a genuine curiosity about the other person's know-how of expression. How might this change the dynamic of the conversation? How might it lead to new insights and understanding? Consider the story of two political activists, Maria and John, who found themselves on opposite sides of a heated local issue. Their initial interactions were characterized by hostility and mutual dismissal. Each saw the other as misguided at best, malicious at worst. Everything changed when they were forced to work together on a community project. Initially reluctant, they began to apply the principle of faking long to their interactions. Instead of arguing their positions, they started asking each other questions. What experiences led you to this view? What concerns drive your position on this issue? As they created space for skepticism and exploration, something remarkable happened. They didn't necessarily change their core beliefs, but they developed a deep respect for each other's perspectives. They discovered common ground they never knew existed. And most importantly, they were able to collaborate on solutions that addressed the concerns of both sides, solutions that were far more comprehensive and effective than either could have developed alone. This approach doesn't mean abandoning our own beliefs or values. Rather, it's about creating a space where multiple perspectives can coexist and be examined. It's about recognizing that our own viewpoint is one among many, shaped by our unique experiences and knowledge. Saundra's insight also has profound implications for how we process information and form opinions in an age of information overload. In today's world, we're bombarded with opinions, facts, and arguments from countless sources. The temptation to quickly align ourselves with one side of an issue is strong. But by adopting Saundra's approach of initial skepticism and exploration, we can navigate this complex landscape more effectively. Consider how this might apply to consuming news or engaging with social media. Instead of immediately reacting to headlines or posts, what if we took the time to fake long about the subject? What if we deliberately sought out skeptical viewpoints, alternative perspectives, before forming our own opinion? This approach could lead to a more informed, nuanced understanding of complex issues and help us avoid the pitfalls of echo chambers and confirmation bias. But implementing this approach isn't always easy. It requires a level of intellectual humility and emotional intelligence that can be challenging to maintain, especially in heated or high stakes situations. It demands that we become comfortable with uncertainty, with not having all the answers right away. It asks us to be vulnerable, to admit when we don't know something, and to be open to changing our minds. The rewards of this approach, however, are immense. By creating space for skepticism and multiple viewpoints, we enrich our own understanding and foster more meaningful connections with others. We move from superficial debates to deep, transformative dialogues. We create an environment where innovation and new ideas can flourish. Think about the implications of this approach in various contexts, in education, in the workplace, in public discourse. How might our classrooms change if students were encouraged to fake long about subjects before jumping to conclusions? How might team dynamics shift in a workplace that values initial skepticism and exploration over quick answers? How might our public debates evolve if politicians and pundits adopted this approach? Saundra's insight also has profound implications for personal growth and self-reflection. By applying this approach to our own thoughts and beliefs, we can develop a more nuanced understanding of ourselves. We can challenge our own assumptions, explore the roots of our beliefs, and potentially discover new aspects of our identity and values. As we near the end of our exploration, I want to challenge each of you to try implementing Saundra's approach in your daily lives. The next time you're about to enter a discussion or form an opinion on a topic, pause. Create space for skepticism. Allow yourself to fake long about the subject. Seek out alternative viewpoints. Embrace the uncertainty and see where it leads you. Remember, the goal isn't to remain perpetually undecided or to avoid taking stands. Rather, it's to enrich our understanding, to foster more meaningful dialogues, and to arrive at more thoughtful, nuanced positions. It's about transforming how we communicate and how we process information in a complex world. Saundra Dunson's insight offers us a powerful tool for navigating the challenges of modern communication and information processing. By creating space for skepticism, by allowing ourselves to fake long about subjects before rushing to conclusions, we open up new possibilities for understanding, connection, and personal growth. As you leave this talk today, I urge you to reflect deeply on how this approach might transform your own communication style and decision-making processes. How might it change your interactions with others, your consumption of information, your approach to complex problems? The potential for positive change is enormous. In a world that often seems increasingly polarized and divided, Saundra's approach offers a path towards more meaningful dialogue and deeper understanding. It challenges us to move beyond surface level debates and knee-jerk reactions. inviting us into a space of curiosity, empathy, and shared exploration. So I challenge you, embrace the power of skepticism. Create space for doubt and exploration in your conversations and in your own thinking. Be brave enough to say, I don't know, and curious enough to ask why. Resist the urge to fill every silence with an opinion and instead create room for new ideas to emerge. By doing so, you're not just changing the dynamics of a single conversation, you're contributing to a broader shift in how we communicate, how we understand each other, and how we navigate the complexities of our world. You're opening up possibilities for innovation, for empathy, for deeper connection. In closing, I want to express my deep gratitude to Saundra Dunson for sharing her profound insights. Her perspective challenges us to rethink our approach to communication and self expression in a way that has the potential to create ripple effects far beyond our individual interactions. As we conclude, I invite you to carry this message forward, share it with others, experiment with it in your own life, and most importantly, remain open to the transformative power of skepticism, curiosity, and open minded exploration. The world is full of complex challenges that require nuanced thinking and collaborative problem solving. By embracing Saundra's approach, we equip ourselves to meet these challenges head on. We become better listeners, more thoughtful communicators, and more effective problem solvers. So go forth and fake long. Question your assumptions, explore multiple perspectives, create space for skepticism in your conversations and in your own thinking. Be patient with uncertainty and curious about disagreement. In doing so, you'll not only enrich your own understanding, but contribute to a more thoughtful, empathetic, and innovative world. The power to transform our communication, our relationships, and our world lies within each of us. It starts with a willingness to pause, to question, to explore. It starts with embracing the skeptic's advantage. Thank you.